All right, welcome everybody. This is Ray Green with the Kings and Queens Rise Basketball NBA 2K League. So excited to have each and every one of you on. Today we have the Kings Guard players from the Sacramento Kings Guard, the professional NBA 2K Basketball League gamers. So I want to welcome each and every one of you. I see that we have some youth represented here. We're so excited and delighted to be able to have each and every one of you represent your neighborhood. The Kings and Queens League started out of the death and murder of Stephon Clark. We got started with the Sacramento Kings to do something in our community. And there was a way in which we wanted to do it through basketball. Over the last 2 years, we've been able to actually have the partnership with the Sacramento Kings, Build Black, Black Child Legacy, My Brother's Keeper, the Center at Sierra Health, and the Sierra Health Foundation, and many, many others who've contributed to the great work on our violence, intervention, and prevention efforts. You all are playing a part of that, so I want to thank you on behalf of the Center at Sierra Health Foundation for doing so, and we appreciate you for taking the time out to speak to some of our youth, to be able to share your stories, your life, and your lessons that can pour into our kings and our queens of Sacramento. Today, we have a really rich, powerful conversation with Sacramento Kings Guard. What we would like to do is take a moment. I would like to introduce some of the players, as well as some others who are helping leading that effort, and then be able to go into a session where we'll have Christopher Robinson, who created this curriculum for us, which we call the Kings and Queens Playbook, walk us through our panel discussion today. So with that, I want to start off by welcoming all the youth, all the parents, all the coaches who are here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So I want to introduce Ian Wheat. If you can just unmute yourself, Ian, and tell us who you are, your role with the Sacramento Kings Guard, and then we can go ahead in the formal fashion moving forward.
Sounds good. Thanks for the intro, Ray. My name's Ian Wheat. Can you guys hear me all right? Sounding good, Ray? All right. I've worked with the Kings for about 6 years now, currently the Director of Innovation and Esports. That has given me the privilege of building out our esports program, which is centered around the NBA 2K game, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. The NBA launched a league with Take-Two Interactive, the makers of NBA 2K, about 3 seasons ago. So this is our 3rd season doing it, and it encompasses the entire NBA with 23 NBA teams participating in it. Actually 22 NBA teams. One team is an overseas esports team, so kind of bringing other groups into the fold as well. And with that, I've had the opportunity and the pleasure of working with the 6 players you see on this call, and just helping them be successful. My role is to just to provide support, get them what they need, make sure they're performing at their best when it comes time to play. And in about 2 weeks, they'll be playing for close to $1 million. And that comes from all their hard work and the efforts they've put in so far. So yeah, excited to share this time with you guys and hopefully teach you something about what we do.
Nice. Thank you, Ian, so much for that introduction. So if you're a youth, if you're a player, if you're a coach on the call, make sure that you have your questions ready. Why? Because at the end of this panel discussion, you have an opportunity to, that's where I sit, with the king. You have opportunity to engage, ask them any question that they may not have answered, get into their personal life and how they got to where they're at, and ask them any advice that you may be dealing with. If that struggles, make sure that you have those questions ready, and that'll be at the end of the panel. But first, let's get to the panel, I want to actually do a shout out to each and every player. And this is just going to be real quick. And I want to start off with Crush. If you could start us off, and we'll just go throughout all of the players who are represented here on the panel. Can you just give us your name and how long you've been in the league? And then we can go ahead and pass it around, and then I'll introduce our MC for the panel.
All right, cool. So can you hear me all right? All right, cool. So my name is Rafael Davis. My online gamer tag name for the league is Crush. I'm a lockdown for the Kings, and this is my rookie year. And if you don't know what a lockdown defender is, it's my role on the team is to be able to get steals, blocks, and just create turnovers so we can go on the other side of the floor and score.
Nice. Thank you, Crush. All right, Hayden.
Sound good? All right. My name is Hayden Cottle. My PSN or my Xbox gamer tag is an aesthetic. This is my rookie year in the or my first year in the season, my rookie year, and it's been amazing.
Thank you. Wasim.
You can hear me? All right. Wasim Talbert, my name. This is my third year in the league. Previously played for Mavs game in season 1. I got drafted here season 2, and I've been here the last 2 years. And I'm the shooting guard on the team. I basically score and basically I play the role of backup point guard. We both share point guard responsibilities, basically.
Thank you. All right, now we're gonna go to Bash.
All right, my name is Matt Robles, but my PSN or gamer tag is Bash, and I'm the point guard, and this is my rookie season.
Thank you. All right, Yusuf.
All right. My name is Yusuf Abdullah. I'm the power forward on the team or center sometimes. My job on the team is to guard the pick and roll on the other side. So basically, Crush guards on ball, and I guard the center basically on the other team. And this is my third season this year, and I was previously on the Raptors Uprising. Now this is my second season with the Kings.
Thank you. All right, and I believe this is the last player represented on the Sacramento Kings guard. Dat Boy Shots. Talk to us.
My name is Connor. It's my third year in the league. First one on the Kings. I play power forward and center, and that's about it. I'm here from California.
Thank you, Connor. All right, so I want to introduce the person who's going to be leading this entire panel for us today. He's a brother. He's a friend. We do a lot of work together, and I believe we'll be doing a lot more work in this future, but he's also the individual who is leading this curriculum that we call Kings and Queens Rise Playbook. Every Monday, we have this conversation with the players. Every Tuesday, we also have a conversation with the high schoolers. And this person, he's a CEO, entrepreneur, motivational speaker. The list can go on and on, educator, trainer, facilitator, all those things alike. But for today's discussion, I would like everybody just to do a warm welcome on Zoom. If you want to put a thumbs up or an applause feature on your reaction page to the CEO and founder For Your Epiphany, Mr. Chris Robinson.
Check. What's up? Blessings to everybody. Man, this is a phenomenal opportunity. You made me sound real good on there, Ray. You made me sound real good, brother. I appreciate that.
Always.
Yes, sir. All right. Kingsguard, what's happening, family? Y'all good? Everybody good? Can I get a thumbs up? Let me see. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are in playoffs right now, right?
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
talk to me. Yeah?
Yes,
okay,
sir. Yes,
okay.
sir.
What how many more games until we bring the trophy home to Sac?
I think 3 more series. 3 series.
more.
So we go straight to we placed 6th in the rankings. So we got quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. So
Which fifth?
Fifth. We finished fifth. Yeah, we was fifth.
Oh, my fault. 5th place. So we got 3 more series before we win it all.
Word. Okay. I'm calling it 4th, man. Y'all got to bring that trophy home for us. You got to bring it home for us. So I want to do a lightning round real quick, if that's cool with you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So here's my first question. What was your first game console?
PlayStation 2.
Let's go one by one. Your first game console.
Wait, shots.
PlayStation 1 for me.
PS1, okay.
Nintendo 64 for me.
Oh, going back, classic. All right.
Mine's was the regular PlayStation.
All right.
Mine was the GameCube.
Dang, hey, GameCube for real, GameCube. I forgot
Yeah,
all
it was a
about that.
GameCube.
That's crazy. Okay, what's next?
I think I
Mine
had.
was PlayStation 1.
PS1. Okay.
I think it was either the PS2 or Nintendo 64. I had both of them at the same time. It was one of them.
Okay. Was that everybody?
Yeah.
Coach, what's up? What was your first game console?
For me, it was Super Nintendo.
How old are
back in
you?
the day. 31. Old timer.
Y'all
That's why I'm not
laughing,
qualified to be a
man.
gamer.
Listen, I asked that and I asked how old you were because you're young. Like my first one, the first thing I ever played with, don't judge me. Y'all better not laugh, man. It was Atari.
The
For
burn.
real.
Atari.
For real.
That was my uncle's first, I think.
Yeah, your uncle or OG like me. You know, you've been around the block a few times. Okay, so we got the first consoles out the way. What got you interested in gaming? Like, I'm curious to see how you guys got to become professional gamers. And what was your favorite game on your console at the time?
Hold on. I think just go through positions. Go through positions.
Yeah,
Just go.
I was about to say that we can go from point guard to center or center guard to.
Yep,
Let's go.
yeah, do it that way. Pass it
Go
down.
ahead. Go ahead, Bash.
I'll go first. So like I always used to just play games for fun, but like my junior year, I had a slight tear in my meniscus. I was a kick returner and I played safety, and on a kick return, I split through a hole and got taken out on my knee, and then from that point on, I was homeschooled for about like 2-3 months. So I started playing the game a lot more, and then I realized I was actually like really good at it. So I was like, you know what, like, and then the league came around. And I was like, I might as well just try it. So things worked out.
That's what's up.
I got in the game.
Wait, real quick, Bass, you got to tell me what your favorite game was.
My favorite
Or
game.
you were playing 2K, yeah.
Before 2K,
yours was PlayStation. Your console was PlayStation, right?
Yeah, but I didn't start getting into games till I was like 17, 18, like really into games. Like I used to just play it for fun. But like throughout high school, I used to play NBA Live a lot. Like NBA Live 10. Like that was like one of my favorite games to play was NBA Live 10.
Okay.
I got into games when since a young age, because I used to go over to my cousin's house, and it used to be a lot of us over there. So it was like, if you wanted to stay on the game, you had to win. If you lost, it was going to be a long wait till you got on again. So it was like, I got to get good at the game so I can stay on.
Yeah.
And that's basically
no sticks for you if you get an L.
Yeah, that's basically how it was growing up. And then my favorite game growing up was probably Super Smash Brothers, and like I older Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. I played that a lot.
All right, so I've always been into gaming since probably like middle school. My mom wasn't really too much of a fan of me, playing every day when I came home from school, but I always used to get good grades, so it was kind of balanced out a little bit. My favorite game was Call of Duty at the time, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2. And I never really, got serious until probably, my first year of college after I decided I didn't want to play basketball in real life anymore. I was just working, going to school, being an honor student and, just coming home at late night playing the game. And when the opportunity rose, I just, took it, tried out for the league, and and that's how I got into the league.
Word. Okay.
My favorite game growing up was Super Smash Bros. Also Mario Kart as well. I used to I used to go to my cousin's house and basically like there's like 8 of us, and then we would just play Mario Kart the whole time. But when I started getting serious was, I'd say the year before, like 3-4 years ago, 2006, I think 17 is when the tournament for the 2K tournament started And that's when I was like, okay, if there's $250,000 on the line, I can make big money off 2K. And that's when I started taking the game more seriously.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to the other guys, kind of, played video games young, always played on the side. And just growing up, you get better at games the more you play them. And just kind of got better at games. And once like the other guy said, always do something on the side. I was working, I was going to school, and then just play 2K on the side and end up getting good. And that's how you get in the league. I'd probably say favorite game. 2K has always been, I played 2K always since 2K5. So it's been 15, 16 years now playing 2K. So I'd have to say 2K is my favorite game. It employs me. So
that's a good political answer.
I've been in the game since I don't know, since I was like 4, maybe. It was young age. I used to always go over to my aunt's house, and she was dating this guy at the time who had the GameCube, and we would always play Super Mario Strikers, and I'd be super competitive with him back and forth. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I got into gaming. And then I just kind of kept it going through my whole life, and then high school came, got a job, just started playing a little bit after and when I could. And then I didn't really take it seriously until I think my freshman year of high school, because 2K17 came out and they had that 250K tournament, and we were good enough to qualify and win it. So.
Oh, you actually won your first tournament?
Nah, we didn't win it. No.
Well, you was good enough to qualify for it.
We were good enough to get there and get to that stage type thing.
They got first rounded, by the way.
Nice.
I don't know. What does that mean?
Okay.
What does first rounded mean?
It was like
why you gotta say that? Why you gotta say that?
So it was a bracket, like a playoff bracket, and we lost in the first round basically. We had.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna make any excuses, but we didn't have our starting 5 out there. Just saying.
That's too funny. That must have been a trigger for you real quick. They definitely shots your way. It's all good. Don't worry about the haters.
Nah, it's cool.
He won the same amount of money as us.
How much was that?
0.
Exactly. Y'all funny. And so a couple of things that stood out to me, man. Shout out to the cousins and aunties house. Because did y'all see that? Majority of y'all was like, man, I started playing at my cousin's house. That's where it was at. That's what, got me hooked on that. So all the fellow kings and queens on here in the Rise program, man, take care of your family, love on your family, go spend some time with your family. That may be the thing that sends you to a different level in life. I think that's beautiful. Man, anybody ever play NBA Jam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At all?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. What about Jordan versus Bird?
Nah. I never played that.
I never played that.
Coach, don't leave me hanging.
Two throwback.
Never heard of it.
Coach, don't leave me hanging. Coach, where you at?
NBA Jam would have been my first basketball video game. So yeah, no Jordan versus Bird.
Anybody in the chat play Jordan versus Bird? I can't be the only one. Somebody give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, I played that for sure.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Brother Ray, what about you? NBA Jordan versus Bird was that on your radar?
Never played it.
Oh, God, I'm old, guys. I didn't sign up for this. Okay. In my eldership, I got a few questions that I wanna run past you guys. First, let's talk about the process to being a professional, right? And you can answer the question how you would like. Everybody doesn't have to answer, but if we can get a couple of people to answer, that'd be dope. So let's talk about your professionalism. How did you start your journey to becoming a professional gamer? And as you were playing at Auntie's house or at your cousin's house or after school, did you know you were going to go to a professional gaming part of your life? Did you know that was a thing? Did you know you would be a professional gamer?
I'll go. My journey, it was basically I made a tournament. I was on the team with Aesthetic back in 2K17. We made a tournament together, and then it was like, all right, I know I'm good. I might not like my whole team wasn't elite players, so but like I knew personally like I was good, and if anything ever came up 2K related to make money, I was going to try my hardest to be a part of it. So I had ended up going to college, and my mom and aunt was like, "Don't take your game. We don't want you to take your game. Focus on school." So I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm taking my game. Like I'm going to have off time." And basically, the combine came up, which was it said you had to play a combine to qualify for the league. Basically, and your stats had to stand out versus other people in your position.
Top 35.
Yeah, top 35 in my position, and it was like my schedule was class. Then after class, I go to the gym and hoop from like 3 to 8, and then after that, I go eat, go in my room and play the combine from whatever 9:30 to 12, 9:30 to 11, and my stats stood out, and I got the email and stuff, and it was like they called me. I had to tell my mom and stuff like I got invited to join the league. So when do we start the withdrawal process?
Oh God, how'd that conversation go?
It was good. It was good. It was simple because I showed them like at first they didn't really believe it. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
And I actually showed them the contract and all that stuff. They read it over with me, and they was like, after reading it over, they're like, yeah, you can do it. Like school is always going to be there. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, so we want you to take advantage of it while it's there, and you can always go back to school at any time. Especially since you're going to be making your own money, and now you can pay for your own school whenever you're ready to go back. Like that.
Get out my pockets, huh?
Yeah. So that's my journey, and now I'm here.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Shout out to your family for allowing you and blessing you to move into a new space. A lot of parents, they may not understand, but that's beautiful. Let me get one more. Anybody else want to answer?
Yeah, I can answer that. So my parents, they're strict parents. They didn't want me to play video games growing up, and they're like, get off the game, do your homework. But I still didn't listen to them. I was doing well in school, and then I just learned to like balance it out perfectly. And then I was in that same tournament that Steve was talking about, and then I was like, you know what? I'm a good 2K player. After that tournament, I was like, let me take this game more serious. And then in 2K18, when the combine came out, like my stats, obviously, it was great. And then once I got the call, I was at a basketball gym when I got the call. And then they just told me that I made it to the league, and I couldn't believe it. And then once I told my parents, they thought it was a hoax. And then once I told them, they couldn't believe it. They're older, right? So like they're like, you make money off playing video games? What? It's not possible. No way. Because I didn't tell them the exact process, because it's tough to get in. Like they only took, I think, 102 players at first out of like 75,000 people that tried out. So
dang, 75,000.
Yeah. So
is the tryout the same as getting your stats up?
So with the combine, you load up and you pick a position, and you just play with random players, and you got to work as a team to win, and you got to have good stats as well at the same time, and like play as a team.
Oh,
that's
wow.
how you stand out. And they only took 102 players. So yeah,
that's crazy.
That's the process basically.
Hey, so for real, y'all ain't no joke at 2K.
Definitely not. Everyone had a tough road getting to where we're at right now.
That's bananas. And then so could Yusuf, continue to tell us about how your family took it.
Oh yeah. So they were shocked, like they didn't take it as easy because they wanted me to like pursue, like keep going through school and stuff. So I had to, because I was trying to get my degree in criminology, so I had to do my degree every single fall. So I had to work on it every single fall because the season would be in winter and the summer. So I would like take my time with my degree, which I recently just graduated.
Word,
Criminology.
congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were, they wanted me to finish school early, become a police officer, detective, but I showed them like they were happy with the money I was making. So yeah, and I love the game of 2K, and it's fun. So they were happy at the end. Like, it took time though. It took like at least a season for them to be okay. You know what? He's happy. He's having fun. They accepted. They accepted it after.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Another question for you guys, and again, feel free to answer it the way that you would like. So what we talked about the process a little bit. What challenges did you face as a gamer? You talking about 75,000 people? Like that's a lot of people. What challenges did you have to face? What challenges did you have to overcome? Think of a specific story of something that almost threw you off, or people not understanding, or whatever the case. What was the challenge that you had to overcome?
I'll start with this one. It's not a very long descriptive story, but I've been trying to I've been trying to get into the league for 3 years. So after 3 years, I finally got in. My first year trying out, you see how Yusuf and Seem, they got in their first year, which was like 102 people out of 75,000. I ended up beating the combine, so I placed top 35 in my position, which was a small forward position.
Mm-hmm.
And after you beat the combine, you have to do a league interview, for them to make sure, is this the right guy for me? I mean, is this the right guy for the league? Is he going to represent the league well? And prior to that, I didn't really have too much of a job history and I didn't have confidence doing interviews and stuff like that. So I didn't get past the interview process. If I would have got past the interview process, I would have 100% been in the league. So, one challenge I had to face was failure and not giving up on myself after I didn't make the league the first year. So, I experienced failure twice. I experienced failure the first season and the second season. And then I finally gave it a try one more time, and I finally made the league this year. So that's my little story on a little challenge with some failure.
So the first season, what happened the first season, and then what happened the second season?
All right, so the first season, every year is a combine. So the first season, I beat the combine. I was a good enough player to, play in the league. But then there was an interview process, and I guess my interview scores was low, so they didn't accept me, further than that. I didn't pass. Because once you get past the combine, it goes from 75,000 in the first year to 250. So then after the interview process, it went from 250 players to 102 players, and I was, one of the people that got cut, and I didn't make the 102. So, that was season one. Season two, I didn't pass the combine process, so I didn't place top 35 in my position. So, and then season three, I just, did everything I could to put myself in the best position possible. Worked on my interview skills, worked on my game. So I passed the combine and I passed the interview process. So here I am now.
Word. Congratulations. I want to, if you guys don't mind, I want to poke a little bit. Talk to us about the interview process and what did you have, what areas did you have to grow in? You said you had to build some confidence in that because you didn't have that experience. How and what did you do in order to grow in those spaces? And I ask that because outside of your becoming an adult, becoming a young person who's working, we call those workforce development skills, and they're not taught in school, right? These are things that you have to seek, you have to find out, and they are extremely important. It doesn't matter if you're getting a job, if you're trying to get into a relationship, if you're trying to start a business, it doesn't matter what role or what space that is. You have to 100% learn yourself and learn how to talk to people and learn how to listen as well. So like what did you have to do in order to maintain the character that you have now? Like how did you get to that space?
Yeah, so I try to grow as a person each and every day. So, from season 1 all the way to season 3, I try to work on my preparation because I felt like my preparation wasn't, at the top of its game. The day before the interview, I'm up at night, trying to think of questions they might ask me. And the difference between season 1 and season 3 is that, I knew I was, most likely going to beat the combine. So I prepared myself for questions, weeks and weeks before they interviewed me. And, my confidence level just went high. I went in there, with my head up high, answers on the top, coming off the top of my head, fluently, being able to, sell myself as an individual and let them know how I can represent them in a positive way and what I can do, as a person and a player coming into the league as a rookie. So I basically, worked on my preparation.
Word, that's amazing. That's amazing. To my fellow kings and queens on here, you guys have to build your confidence. You guys have to focus on what it is that you want, and you have to prepare on a regular basis. I'm talking about like consistent practice on a regular basis, and it doesn't matter what it is. If you never know who you'll meet in a grocery store, at the gas station, or at the wherever at, that person could change your life. But it all starts with how people see us, right? How we're perceived and how we carry ourselves, and that's really important. I'm proud of you, Crush. That's a big deal, bro. You stuck in. You were resilient. I'm sure it wasn't easy. I'm sure there were some points where you was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna continue to do this, but you stuck in. That's what's up. Somebody else give me a story.
I got you on
What's
this one.
something you had to battle? Okay,
You can hear me?
appreciate that. Let's go. Yep, let's go.
So my biggest obstacle was season 2. I made it through the combine and I made it through the interview process. And, the draft happened season 2 and I went undrafted. Watching the whole draft go by and, hearing all those names get called and my name didn't get called, and I was watching it with all my family and my girlfriend at the time. And I was just like, for a few days I was hurt. I'm like, man, I really just went undrafted. But the way I try to look at it is just, I was like, what could I have done differently? Like, what did I do wrong to not, like, why did my name not get called? And just like everything in life, you need connections. And I feel like that's where I lacked it at. I felt like I didn't show myself out and, get my name out there as much as I should have. I kind of just went through the steps of doing it, but not making the connection. It was the only thing that held me back. People knew I had the talent, but they didn't know me as a person. So after that, like, season 2 is going on and I'm still supporting the league and I'm still like trying to get my name out there. And usually, like, so what it is it's 5v5. Each person controls the point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. And usually there's like pickup lobbies. So it's like, that's just like a game at the park where you play with, all 10 people all right there. But pickup lobbies are like lobbies that, instead of my 5 being in a separate party and your 5 being in a separate party, we play all in one. And, being able to compete in those type of lobbies with, the best of the people, the best people that are, are already in the league, and then they'll be like, yo, you're actually a cool person and you can hoop, like you're consistent. So main thing is really just being consistent and being confident. So I went out to New York just on some regular season games just to go, meet people and show my face. So I feel like I did all the things, the little things that I needed to do differently to get, this season to get drafted and for people to really know what type of person that I really am. So the main thing is really not just like, because everything in life is going to be hard, there's going to be obstacles and there's going to be things that get in your way. So try not to, dwell on those type of things as much as you can and just focus on, the little things that you could have done differently to put yourself into a better situation. That was my main thing about it.
Connection, man. That's super important. Even in the real world, right? Like, I'm in a position that I'm in because of people that I've met, people that I've known, people that I've built relationship and rapport with, right? So again, young folks, meet somebody, shake a hand, do something nice, show up, be present, build the proper relationship, and those relationships could literally change everything for you. So Bash, what did you have to do to make yourself more visible? Can you give us a couple of examples of how you got your name out there, and how you showed up. And it's crazy to me that you can, I don't know if y'all heard him say this, but he made it through and didn't get drafted. That is bananas. So what did you have to do in order to show up, to be more visible and be more present, bro?
At the end of the day, like in this league, it's really bigger than just the game itself. Like you have to be able to really be a people's person and, you know, hold yourself accountable to a lot of things and, you know, be able to just be around people and, you know, conversate and stuff like that. So if people feel like they can't do that with you, they're obviously not going to, you know, want you on their team and stuff like that. So my thing was I went to New York, showed my face, let people know what type of person I am. And I feel
What
like that was
in New York?
So basically, without like COVID and Corona going on, we fly to New York every other week, and that's where we play our games at. Our games are not online; they're all usually in person. But you know, because of COVID and stuff right now, our games are remote play. So I went out to New York where all the games were, and a lot of my friends, you know, that I've made a lot of. There's a lot of people that in this game, like before I got into the league, that I could really chill with, you know, outside of the game, and all of them were playing in that same week. So I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna just go out there, like. I'm going to go out there, meet them, and then, you know, show my face around the league. And once I got into that environment of seeing, you know, how, like, the actual games and how the league really is, I was like, man, I can't miss out on this another season. Like, I got to do whatever I can to make sure I get into this league next season. So, basically just showing my face more, making more connections, talking to more people. On Twitter, just being more active. In Twitch streams, being more active, watching more people play, and in those pickup lobbies. I'm telling you, those pickup lobbies, I was sitting there from 3 p.m. to sometimes 4 or 5 in the morning, just playing the game all those hours. And people like having my family trying to like tell me like, why are you on the game so much? Why are you on the game so much? Or like, you know, you have to sacrifice a lot of time that people don't really think about. Like, you know, you have to sacrifice time with your friends, with your family, your girlfriend, if you got a girlfriend, wife, anything like that. Like, you have to sacrifice your times for these tournaments as well, because some tournaments, you know, there's deadlines. So if you don't play those games in a certain amount of time, you know, you get forfeited. Obviously, you're not going to just sit there and take a forfeit. So, you know, being able to just to manage everything all at the same time it's tough. But you know, life is tough. So you're gonna have to, you know, sometimes you got to put some things to the side.
Man, that's amazing. What a phenomenal way to show up and make yourself present, bro. I'm proud of you as well. That's big.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so my next question for professional is teamwork. Let's talk about that. Player roles, communication, y'all obviously, to me, it looks like you guys are a family. It sounds like, it feels like you guys are a family. I know y'all spend a lot of time together. Teamwork, talk to me.
I'll start off with it again. You know, there's many reasons why teamwork is important. You know, one of the biggest things is it creates bonds. So it creates bonds with your teammates, which allows you to be better as a unit, and you know, just be better together in all. So knowing your role as a player is important, because you know, everybody is responsible for a certain task at hand. And you know, the 5 other guys on my team, 4 other guys on my team is holding you accountable to you know, those expectations, which is imperative to, you know, the team success. You need everybody on your team to come together as one in order to, you know, win a big prize. You know, you can win a couple games. You know, one person can have, you know, a better game than the next, but all together you have to be better as a team in order to reach your maximum potential. Communication on a team is important because it defers misunderstandings and arguments. You know, if you constantly talking with your teammates, you know, it grows a relationship. Lets them know that, you know, my brother got me at the end of the day. And, you know, last but not least, relationships on the team is important, because, you know, you build solid relationships. And like I said before, if you don't have a solid relationship with your team, you'll never get to reach your maximum potential. So teamwork is very important.
Got it. Hey, yo, Hayden, talk to me.
All right, so I got something big to say about that. I'll add in. So that goes back to Basher's story about how he's talking about, like, he has to put himself out there and, like, conversate well. Like, that's super big with teamwork, because, like, chemistry and, like, being able to, like, talk to your teammates, like, on and off the court is super big. Like, if you want to switch if you want to drop on a roll, or like if they need to swing. Like there's a bunch of things that goes into just like being a team and like having one group of guys be the like standing point, you know what I mean? Like a starting five, like having them all close. Like there's two ways of looking at it, because there's a business standpoint and there's also like a teammate standpoint. But if you're a player and like someone who's like trying to get to where we are, or like trying to get good at a game, or like just beat anything, you need to be able to communicate with your teammates and like talk to them and like make sure you two are on the same page. So.
Did you have to learn communication skills and how to converse?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely did. It took me a little bit.
Okay.
Growing up, I was always kind of like a quieter kid, just play video games all day, played a little bit of sports here and there type stuff. But so it was a lot of growing, especially as like a position like me and Bash, like point guard or seam shooting guard. Like those are important, very important roles on the court. And like, if they're not talking, the team will it won't work. It basically won't work because they run the show. So it's just all about making sure you're comfortable with your teammates, like you're playing your game, you know what you're doing. And when you make a mistake, your teammates aren't going to be they aren't going to get mad at you or like yell at you or like tell you, like they'll give you criticism, right? But it's not like criticism as in like, oh, you're bad or something. It's just like, hey, this is what you should have done. You should try to do this stuff. So it's big. It plays a big role. Like the Raptors are 16-0 and they live in the same house together, so they got chemistry everywhere.
Oh, okay. Connor, I'm coming to you. What's up? You there?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I'm here.
Right on. Hayden, man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you opening up about that and sharing your experience. Communication is hard. I went to college to learn how to communicate because I didn't have the proper language. I didn't know how to talk, and then I couldn't listen either. Right. I feel like listening is just as important as running your mouth and saying words. You got to be able to hear and be able to feel.
Take criticism.
So yeah, absolutely. I constantly hear my son. He'd be like, man, you're trash. I'm like, why are you talking to these people like that? Stop talking to them like that. Love on them a little bit. But yeah, it's a different space, man. It's hard. Thank you for that. Connor, here's my question for you. Let's talk about decision making. Okay. So you got to play this game every day. What decisions did you have to make around sacrifice to make this a real life opportunity for you?
Yeah. So
what kind of decisions do you have to constantly make as well?
Yeah, so when the league had got announced, like a lot of the other guys said, we, a lot of us play the game and we play 2K a lot. We know each other. We have our own little community, So for me, the biggest thing was balancing outside of the game. To be honest, I think for the most part, inside the game, I feel like, I had everything I need, and I still feel like, I have everything I need. I feel like everything that comes into this game at this level almost is technically almost off the court, and that ties into communication and sacrifice and all that. But for me, sacrifice, I had to, I was going to work. I was working nights, 11 to 7:30 in the morning. I would go to sleep, sleep 5-6 hours, and then get on the game, play the game, and then go back to work at 11 p.m. So I was doing that for like 3 years, while still trying to improve my 2K skills.
Interesting. Simo, talk to me. What's up? What you have to sacrifice, and what did you have to do decision-wise in order to get where you're at right now?
I'm younger, so it's like I sacrifice my free time a lot.
How old are you?
I'm 21 right now. But I got in the league when I was 18. So I came straight from college, so it was like I didn't get a summer type thing. My summer was working for the 2K league, so I never really got to go have fun with my friends and all that. It was like, I'm about to play the game. That's my fun now. That's my money. That's my fun. So like sacrificing my free time to do this, and that's really it for it. It's my free time, and I like to go hang out with my friends around my neighborhood, and I can't always do that. Like I gotta get better at the game so I can maintain my job and keep my job, stay good at the game. Like it's my free time in general is going outside and stuff. I gotta balance it.
Got it. Anybody else want to throw in some knowledge or some wisdom around what they had to sacrifice or what kind of decisions they had to make around becoming a professional gamer?
I could say a little bit. Basically, my free time, yeah. Over the past 3 years, I've been trying to get into the league. So, obviously, making time for yourself to become better as a player. Like before I got into the league, my schedule was school, work, gym, and then I'll play the game. So I can say I didn't get so much sleep. I lost out on a lot of sleep because my day was so jam packed. From the time I woke up, to the time I put the sticks down. So basically my day would be, schoolwork, go to school in the mornings. Then I go to work right after school. Right after work, I would go to the gym with my dad. And then right after I work out, take a shower, eat, and then play the game from probably like 10 o'clock to probably like 3, 4 in the morning. Wake up the next day, do the same thing all over again. So, my time was sacrifice, sleep, and I guess it paid off now. So,
Word. All right, I got a couple more questions for you guys. So, obviously, we're in a crazy time right now with COVID and a lot of other things happening. So, looking at COVID and mental health, right? What advice would you give us for us to be able to take care of ourselves and prepare for the game of life? Think about it from the perspective of like stress, man. Like, how do you manage your stress? What advice could you give us for becoming a better person and maintaining our character and our quality and the things that we're doing?
I can tip in on that. I'll do that. I think it's about like just doing what you want to do, honestly. Like whatever makes you happy, like whatever. Like my thing for stress is when I get super stressed, it's like, what can I like? What is something, or like for the video game basically. That's what I did. When I would get stressed at school, I would get on the game, or like overwhelmed at school, I would just get right on the game and start playing on the game and enjoy it and have fun, and it would just clear my brain. And then I would forget about like all the stress and like all that stuff that was going along with it.
Got it.
Yeah, I could chip in on that as well. Yeah, just do what you love to do. Like I like to play basketball, play video games. Like last year, Ian had us do this yoga session, and there's different ways of just taking out stress. Do what you care about and what you love, and like it'll just take your mind off of the stress. That's all I gotta say about that.
Coach, let's talk about the yoga session. Where did that idea come from?
Yeah,
How'd
happy
that come
to.
into play?
Happy to. Just to clarify too, I'm at best an assistant coach. The head coach, he's got a fever, so he's getting better, but he'll jump on with you again in the future, I'm sure. But
Okay.
so I kind of oversee as GM and drafting and then supporting throughout the season. But the yoga was looking to we had a very dynamic team last year. Some of the guys weren't as mature or as they couldn't deal with stress as well. So looked towards what our NBA guys do and a lot of professional guys do, and a lot of focus on meditation, mindfulness, and yoga practices, a lot of that in it. Some of the guys had a hard time taking it seriously. They thought it was a little bit weird or outside their comfort zone. But I would say, if and when you can take it seriously and do it properly, it's a great stress reliever, great thing to keep you healthy, and a big focus on like the mind-body balance, which I think is important for athletes, gamers, and everybody who's dealing with stress. So we worked through it. Some of the guys it wasn't their thing, you know, and it was mandatory. So then it wasn't what they wanted to do necessarily. But yeah, no, that was something, trying something new and getting outside of your comfort zone to hopefully grow our team and grow our skills as a unit. And yeah, we're always open to trying new stuff like that. Fortunately, this year, our guys are all pretty focused on, you know, getting their stuff in order so that they can go out there and get wins. Last year we had some off-court stuff with some players who are no longer on the team, but you know, they're learning at their own speed with kind of what they need to improve on as well. So
Got it. Yeah, mindfulness, growth mindset. What else did you mention? The yoga, the meditation, like all that stuff is so important. We actually embedded some of that into the curriculum that we're teaching the young folks on here. You know, learning to affirm yourself. Who are you? What do you stand for? Right? Being able to stand in your own truth, regardless of what your community or environment says about you, or how they treat you. Right? You have the ability to become the best version of yourself. Did somebody else have something to say real quick before I ask the
just
last
wanted
one?
to add on your own truth thing. I think the thing I respect most about all these guys and all the guys in the league is to get to where they got. You know, they mentioned some of the combine process, but there was really, I think, a self-belief that they all had in something that, you know, their parents couldn't see or other people didn't understand. And it was something they, you know, they just had to kind of take upon themselves and work really hard and sacrifice time. Because it was, you know, outside of whatever, you know, what NBA 2K league, I've never heard of that, you know, those kind of things.
Right.
And they, you know, against what everybody else, you know, was saying, and kind of held themselves up to their own goals. And I always appreciate that about all the guys in the league. So
anybody else want to add something before we ask the last question?
Yeah, I was gonna say I was totally against yoga.
Totally against it?
I was totally against it because it was like, for me personally, they say like, go to relieve your stress, go find something you like doing, and it was like, even if the team was stressed out, my thing was going to play basketball. After every practice, I was going straight to 24-hour fitness, and it was like, why are you making me do yoga if I already got something that relieves my stress, which is playing basketball? So I was like totally against it, but I still did it because it was mandatory. But yeah, I was one of those people.
I'll say this: we weren't doing it for Seam. It was guys who aren't on the team anymore, and you know, they're kind of back at the drawing board, figuring out their careers and stuff. But yeah, it was one of those things that, as you know, my role trying to figure out, okay, how do we work through some of this stuff, and Simo fortunately always has a level head, and so yeah, it was, you know, always trying new stuff to improve is kind of what we were going for.
Hey, Simo, does that mean you doing yoga tonight before you go to bed?
Nah. You
ain't
before I go to bed.
Oh man, you don't go to the yoga sessions at 24?
Nah. I only go to only time I go to 24 is if that basketball gym is open.
Can you hoop in real life though?
Like, yeah, yeah.
You better on the court or better at the game?
I don't know, it's probably even. I'm good at both. I'm good at both.
Okay. I can imagine the skills would transfer to both. That makes sense. My last question for all of you, and you can make it real quick. With all the social injustices and things that are happening, you know, not only is the world, but America is in a crazy climate right now. And I personally believe it's going to get crazier. We got an election year coming up. You know, people are a lot more boisterous about the abuses and the things that are taking place in these streets. In Sacramento specifically, we are having a neighborhood war right now. A lot of these kids live in these neighborhoods. A lot of these kids are experiencing crazy things. You know, we were already on a national platform for some injustice that took place. I would have never thought it would be in my backyard, man. I'm a Sacramento native, third generation, and I never would have thought we would see it here. If you could change one thing, and it could be anything, if you could change one thing about this unprecedented time that we're in, what would it be? Let's go. Let's do it the same way y'all did it, from guard to forward. I mean, guard to center.
One thing that I would change is I feel like everybody's opinion should matter, no matter what, you know, race, gender. Like, I feel like everybody's opinion should matter.
And you said like it could be anything. It doesn't have to be like related to that, right?
No, not necessarily. But if you could relate it to it, you know, you could give me two. That'd be good.
And I was thinking, like, just as far as like just colleges, like making it more affordable or free, even if like just not thinking about like all the other like little things that go out with the payments and all that, like payment, how do you pay teachers and all that. Just in general, like if college was free, you wouldn't see it. Like people would move from around these places. Like my dream college, if I'm from Philly, so my dream college could have been UCLA. And if there's a lot of violence going on in Philly and UCLA is free, I could go there. And it's like, now I'm away from the violence that's there and all the wild things that's going on around me, just stuff like that. And that could be for anybody from the West Coast moving to the East Coast, and just stuff like that. For people who can't afford college or their dream college.
Got it. Yeah, that's a climate issue too, bro. That's a big thing, man. Housing is crazy. Like the homes back east compared to the prices on the West Coast, bro. You can't get nothing out here for 100,000. Like it's different. So you can't, like, you know, if you don't make good money, you can't just up and move somewhere unless, you know, everything is good. You can't just go to any college you want to unless everything is good. So that's a good one, man. Also, people's opinions and people having their own voice, again, standing in your own truth, that's important as well. All right, who we got next?
If there's one thing I could change, you know, in relevance to what's going on now, is the vision of everybody's skin color. You know, so if I could change one thing, it would definitely be for everybody to see, you know, everybody in the world as the same skin color. You know, everybody's the same skin color, so there will be no, you know, racial wars, and maybe the world would be different, maybe not. But if I could change something, I would want to see how if everybody could view each other as the same, and see how that would turn out.
Word. That's important, man. At the end of the day, we all humans. You know, we all got blood in our body. All of our blood is red. We all got bones in the brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. That's a good one.
I would say just educate people that, you know, educate diversity, basically. So learn to accept one another. You know, it could be in schools, you know, like have little classes where, you know, like have it as an elective, you know, just have, they can get a credit or whatever, and just have them learn the diversity of, you know, like Crush said, person in front of me, he said, you know, have them learn, like, have them learn their ethnicity, you know, their background, learn everything, you know, and I'm sure they'll be more accepting if they understand the culture, you know, Black culture. It could be any type of culture, you know. So I think just educating people would be it would change everything, you know. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's really important, man. Exposure, education, and opportunities. That'll change your whole perspective and your whole lens, man. I 100% agree. Young folks, if you ever get a chance to travel and go somewhere else, go do it, go see it, so you can become a different person when you come back home. All right, who we got next?
Yeah, if there was one thing that I could change, well, there's a couple things. The first thing, if I could change, would be to have better leaders all around. And what I mean by that is all the way from your neighborhood to your community to your city to people running the country. I feel like there's people in power that aren't doing their best job, and I feel like there's people in power that we can replace that can benefit the people across the country. And the second part to that would be what Crush and Kobe had talked about, which is education. Personally, in school, like, you don't learn none of that stuff. You don't get to learn about backgrounds of different people. And I
Word.
feel like a lot of the stuff you do in school, to be honest, is kind of, I feel like you can learn better things than what you do.
Got it. Appreciate that.
All right, so mine is kind of like, it's kind of a touchy subject, but it's mental health and the way people go about mental health and like talking about it and like being open with stuff like that. Like, I feel like the world now is like really, well, we're actually getting better. They're really like to themselves, and they're not like opening themselves up, and like their mental health isn't like the best and always like in the spot. Because me personally, I've lost 2 friends from suicide, which is awful to think about. But it's like, it plays such a big part in your life, being mentally healthy. It's like the same thing as being in shape almost. Like, if you're in shape, you can go run, you can go work out, all that stuff. You can play basketball, play sports. You won't have any like as many problems with your body. But the same thing goes for your health and your mental health. Like, if your brain and your mindset is in the right spot also constantly, or like thinking about the right things, like, I feel like that is the biggest thing as a person, to me, honestly, is like finding out what you need to do for your mental health, and like being able to go to somebody for your mental health. Because like, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people are, I'm gonna say, fake love. Like, they give you fake love, fake support, but like, you can't actually go and talk to them almost. I think there needs to be more people who are like involved in that and like put around that, who can help those who need it.
That's love, bro. I appreciate that. And I agree with you both tremendously. Mental health is so important. It's so important. And you do have to work your mental just like you work your body. You got to. It's important. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would agree and say education is a big part of it. Just filling yourself with as many perspectives, cultures, and kind of gaining a bigger understanding, both historically and globally, of the differences, but also the similarities between human beings. There's a lot of commonalities between everybody, and finding, having the open mind to take in all that perspective and understand more about where people are coming from. So yeah, I'd go along with that. Education and kind of educating yourself with books and experiences and all those things, outside of just the math problems and whatever else.
Word. Was that everybody?
Yeah, that was everybody.
Yeah.
That was everybody.
Oh, okay. Hey, Coach, I think you should throw some yoga back in too, man, so we can make sure everybody's mental health is good.
I'm telling you,
everybody's.
that's the number one. Yeah, it's the real. I've talked to players. I've talked to the trainers. I don't know if you watched the Jordan documentary. They had Phil had everybody out there doing it. It's a real secret tool, I think. So yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, it is. And I don't do yoga necessarily, but I will say that practicing mindfulness and meditation allows you to quiet your mind. Right. And the older we get, the more experiences we have. Some of us come from trauma, like the voice inside of our head is really loud. And we got to be able to practice quieting that inner voice. And yoga helps with that. Meditation helps with that. Mindfulness practice helps with that. Brother Ray, what about you? If you could change one word, if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be?
Is that my pitch to move on to the next section?
Yeah, we need some of that kingly knowledge and wisdom as well. So
Well,
I wanted to
I
pick
know
your
we're getting
brain
close
too.
to time, so I could definitely share. And then if you want me to pivot, I can.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so part of my work is leading my brother's keeper initiative in Sacramento. So improving life outcomes for boys and men of color is high on things that we need to change. And I mean, there's so many things that I would talk about, from health that you all talked about, mental health, education, access, and mentorship. Mentors, every youth should have a mentor to be able to navigate some of the challenges in life. I know that's more than one, but I'll stop there. But I'm in agreement with what everybody else shared. So I appreciate that. Definitely, we need to be able to encourage those who are going through, but also challenge leaders, to Connor's point, challenge our leaders to have the will to do right by everybody who's here in America and elsewhere as well. So those are some of the things that I would definitely say we need to change. And I'm glad that we have our coaches for Kings and Queens who serving in that coach/mentor role. And I'm also glad that our parents, I see a few of them on as well, continuing to seek out opportunities for their youth to be engaged in things like Kings and Queens to keep their minds stimulated, especially during this time of the pandemic. So with that, I want to pivot. We have about 8 minutes left, so we're gonna see if we can do this. We're gonna open it up to the youth, parents, and coaches. Right? We have time for 3 questions. I asked you if you could just let us know if you have a question in the chat room. I'll call on you. That way we'll have some function and order to this. And because of time, we're not going to break out to breakout groups. So panelists, if 1 or 2 of you want to answer some of those questions, feel free to do so accordingly. So first question we got is coming from Terrence. Terrence, give us your name, where you're from, and then state your question.
My name is Terrence, and I'm from Sacramento, California. And my question is, like, was it really hard just meeting each other and meeting all the players you play with?
I'd say no, based off the fact that we've been playing the game with each other like over the internet for years. So like we basically it's basically like we knew each other. We just never seen each other in person. So we already know our personalities. Like, you know who you can be real goofy with. You know who you gotta be a little more serious with based off of how they act online. So it was really like an easy process when we met each other face to face.
Nice. Anybody else want to answer that question?
Yeah, any other questions, or you guys want to answer that too?
I can answer that question. So, previously from joining the Kings, I really only knew about Simo, and I knew a little bit about Yusuf. I've only heard about Bash. I've only heard about Shots, and I actually played with Nasty as well. So the only people I really knew on the team was Seam and Nasty, like their personality-wise. But coming to Sacramento, the West Coast for the first time, I just came here with the intentions of growing relationships, knowing everybody's personnel on a team, and just going from there, being the best teammate that I could be. And like I said before, learning your teammates, which grows bonds. When you create good bonds, relationships grow stronger, and then you just go from there.
Nice, appreciate it. I think it's important too, and that was a great question, Terrence, because these kids are coming from all over. They may or may not know each other, and that really helped them figure out how they can really mesh together as they go on throughout their season. And so I appreciate that, Terrence. Next question we have is from Coach Jerobi.
Yes, I want to know from the perspective of 2K pros. One is, what's the youngest age you can be in to get drafted in the league, and 2, what is your most effective offense? Like, do y'all do spread, 5 out? How do y'all generate y'all points the most effective?
I can speak on that. So first question, youngest age is 18. Well, pretty much your class just has to be graduated. Your class has to be graduated. And then the second is pick and roll. A lot of this game is really, really effective in the pick and roll. So if you and your center have a real good relationship in the pick and roll works a lot easier. every now and then you could throw some plays in, keep a defense on their heels. But majority of the game, you're gonna be running pick and roll.
Okay. Thank you.
Right on,
I'll
Coach.
chip
Thank
in.
you. We appreciate
I'll
that.
chip in on that actually. There with 2K, the games are always different every year, right? So like the offensive and like the way the game works always changes. Like for instance, the very first year of the league, there were some teams that were running a 5-out offense and were just going to the paint. You know, they weren't setting screens, running pick and roll. But it definitely changes from game to game.
Okay, perfect.
Appreciate that, you guys.
Nice. I appreciate that. So hopefully, Coach, you know, your players will take some of that wisdom and apply it this Saturday during your game. I appreciate
sure will.
that. All right. So I guess I'll ask the last question if there's no other questions from the youth, parent, or coaches. And my question is this. Given the fact, you know, we've kind of listed out some hardships, we look at our youth as very resilient. We look at them, sorry, my video wasn't playing. We look at them as very resilient. You know, they overcome a lot. They have the future ahead of them. And we want you all just like, if you could give them a word of advice for overcoming everything in their life that they have to face or will eventually face, what would that word of advice be? And I guess this could be our outro for you as the panelists. So we could start again with everybody. Just give us a quick one-liner or a word of advice that you would give to our youth as they want to overcome some of the things and be successful in life.
I'll start off. You want to start off? Yeah, I'll go first.
I thought we were just gonna go in order. You can go first.
Yeah, you could go first. You could go on. You could go in order.
That's teamwork.
So,
That's teamwork.
So my thing, the way I like to go about it was, you know, throughout my 2K career, you have people tell you, you know, you're not gonna do something out of something. So the way I'd like to go about it was, don't let somebody tell you can't do something. If you want to do something, you go out there and do it. And you know, that was my way of it. Really, just don't let somebody tell you can't do something. If you want it, you can do it.
Think
That's me.
Appreciate it.
My line, I say, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Just go like me. Just go with the flow type of guy. Like just go with the flow. Don't ever get too low on something. Don't ever get too high. Just stay the course.
All right. Me, like I said, you know, previously, if you experience failure, don't be so quick to quit on yourself. You know, if you really like doing something, you know, like Bass said, go out there and do it. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. And mainly, when you experience failure, don't give up on yourself.
Nice.
Well, my line would be, you know, chase your dreams. You know, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. You know, just chase your dream. Just, you know, that's all I gotta say for real, to be honest.
I'm gonna keep it simple. Just work hard always. Hard work, 90% of the time, 95% of the time is gonna get the job done. But also, when your lows are lows, just overcome your lows. And if you overcome your lows through your lows, then you can succeed.
So mine is just be yourself, really. Just be yourself. There's a saying I say that's kind of like corny. I don't know if y'all heard it before. It's like bet on yourself. You feel me? You bet or have confidence in yourself that you can get where you want to be in life, or like that you can be where you want to be. That's why I say just be yourself. Do what you want to do.
I would add kind of the same thing all these guys are saying is trust the process. Some of you guys have heard that in the basketball world, but understand that the failures, the setbacks, the missed shots, whatever they may be, that's the path. That's the correct path to be on. As long as you overcome that and improve it, those aren't the setbacks. Those aren't the failures. That's not where you stop. That's where you get better. That's how you know you're on the right path, is if you lose in a tournament and you go back to playing the game so that you can make it in the league. Or if you miss out on the first year and you go back to getting better to improve your interview skills, that those failures are actually the correct direction. That means you're going in the right way as long as you're overcoming them.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So coaches, parents, I hope you all took all that wisdom in. You know, mine would be definitely keep dreaming. The moment you stop dreaming is the moment you stop moving towards your destiny. So keep dreaming. And kudos to everybody else who shouted out their one-liners. And I know Chris has a one-liner as well. And I want to say before we actually end this panel discussion, I want to thank the Sacramento Kings, the Sacramento Kings Guard, each of and every one of you for being here, and all those who are doing behind the scenes. A lot of people are behind the scenes helping us create this opportunity for our youth. And I want to thank the parents, the coaches. I want to thank Chris. Chris Robinson literally is going to be pouring in to all of you as Kings and all of you as Queens, because this is a co-ed league, each and every week, right? So if you're a player on this call right now, or you're a parent, understand, like, we really want to stimulate your mind. We really want to encourage you internally, intrinsically, and we really want you all to have fun in a safe environment to make the right decisions. Everything that you heard today was for a reason. Everything that you heard today is for you to take and share with somebody else, your friend who you're playing with, your neighbor who you talk with. All of you are getting ready to start school. So I'm glad that we at least had an opportunity to have this discussion about life lessons, learning, and all the gems that were been here that you can add to your, what do they call, tiara and your crown. So let's make sure that we join in on these calls every single week. Mondays, motivational Mondays for elementary, junior high. Tuesdays, take control Tuesdays for all high schoolers. You guys will be there tomorrow as well. I want to thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for continuing to lead, and thank you all for using the platform to be able to speak life into the youth that we have to serve here in Sacramento. So with that, we're ending our panel today, and I'm gonna end it unless, Chris, you look like you have one liner you want to say.
I always got something to say. People
it.
pay me to talk, you know, so that's my thing. It wouldn't be right if I didn't thank you guys. You know, the Kings Guard for being on here. You guys are phenomenal people. I am extremely proud of you. It's not every day that we get to meet professionals in new spaces, and gaming is becoming a huge space and a huge opportunity for everyone, right? You don't have to be tall. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to be strong. You just got to be able to control them sticks. So, man, it's an honor to have met you. Looking forward to continuing the relationship and continuing to build. And thank you for supporting our young people. Thank you for representing our city as Kings, right? Me and my partners, we affectionately call it the City of Kings. Thank you for, you know, taking the role on it and representing us the way that we need to be represented. My last word would be for everybody, including the Kings Guard. I believe one of the realest things that you should do is fall in love with yourself. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you represent? Master yourself. Find out what you love. Find out what you don't like. And once you can do that, then you can start figuring out what you're going to do with the rest of your life. And if you guys were listening, most of the Kings Guard said that they loved the game. It made them happy. It was their place of peace, right? Their place of joy. Their friends were on there. They spent majority of their time, if not half their time, doing this. You got to find something that does that for you. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It could be gardening. It could be, you know, building a house. It could be, you know, furniture design, making clothes, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just find something that you love and then figure out how to love yourself and make yourself happy. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all your time. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you learned a lot. And good luck with your games this weekend. Kings Guard, good luck with the championship trophy. You know, think of us when you guys win. You know, we appreciate that. Shout out the city. send us some love. And thank you to everybody who's rocking with us. We appreciate it. Ray, anything else?
Yeah, I would just end it like this, how we always do. You're a king and queen not because of this league, but it's your right and it's your destiny. So live it out, and we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Yeah, bless up, y'all. Blessing.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.